Welcome to Duke's United Show, and it is the preview for Man United versus Real Betis in the round of 16 in Europa Cup. Oh my goodness me, it's time to bounce back. It's time for United to bounce back. We have to bounce back from a game like we did at Liverpool, and we have to mention a little bit about Liverpool as well. We've got a few people out injured, looking like we're going to be without Casemiro, so that's going to be a bit of a mad one, bit of a tough one. But look, we have to get on with it. We have to get back to winning ways, get back to doing what we do best. And that's what we're going to do. That's what I believe we're going to do. So, look, we just got to erase yesterday, erase the weekend out of our system. Look, these guys lost also. Liverpool lost massive. Every team loses big sometimes. And sometimes you just got to get on with it. And I think it's just a blip. I don't think, you can go from one day saying Shaw's been amazing this season. He's been the best left back in the league. Martinez has also been the best, and so has Varane. I would say Casemiro has been the best central defensive midfielder in the league as well. So to then just go in one game to just say, they're no good, I think that's just going too extreme the other direction. It's wrong. I did have a reflection on my combined 11. If you guys remember my combined 11, it was this. This was my combined 11 for Liverpool. It was Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka with Alisson in goal. I did have some fights not some fights, but I did have some kind of conversations with Liverpool supporters, and they were so upset with my team. My team. This was my team before the game. I was umming and ahhing whether I should put Trent in because of his attacking abilities and put Henderson in instead of Fred. But because Fred had been on 4 games on the trot scoring goals, I felt like he deserved to be in there ahead of Henderson. And I felt Wan-Bissaka, if he was going to play, I'd rather play him instead of Trent. Now, we did go with Dalot at right back. So if it was a case of Dalot versus Trent, I would have put Trent in there because I believe they're both similar defensively. But obviously, we know how good Trent is on the attack. So I would have put Trent in there. And again, I was umming and ahhing Henderson or not. And I'm thinking, you know what? Henderson, for what he is a standard player, but he is pretty consistent in what he does. He plays for England as well. He never really does anything really bad. Doesn't really score goals, I know. But I've thought of my new combined 11, what it would be after this game. Now thinking back at it, I would have gone with this team. I think Van Dijk would have deserved to be in there. I think this is a more fairer kind of combined 11 that would have been fair. I think that would be fair there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Man United players, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Liverpool players. That's the way it should have been. I think that's a much more fairer team and a much more balanced team. And there would have been no disputes there. I think that's fair for this season. But look, that Liverpool game's out of there now. It's all about today. We've got Betis. Betis are no pushovers. They are 6th in the Liga, and they score goals. They pressure. They do pretty well with that kind of stuff. So it's something that I'm a bit worried about due to the fact that we do have Casemiro missing, and we know we've made it difficult for ourselves with a central defensive midfielder out. Whenever we have with Casemiro out, it means we go back to a little bit like last season's football. I don't want that to happen. But it's going to happen today. It's going to be a tough game. That's why I'm not predicting a win. I'm predicting a draw in this game. It's at Old Trafford, but look, I'm not sure. I wonder who Ten Hag is going to pick up front. Is he going to go with pace again and bring Sancho back into the squad, and so Rashford can go up top? Or is he going to continue, moving players around? Do we want to really see Bruno on the left again? I don't. That's the first time I've seen him on the left, and it was like he was non-existent. It was in a massive game as well. And it just really it killed us a little bit. This is the first time you look back and go, Erik Ten Hag kind of made a tactical mistake there. Bringing in the wrong, just playing players in the wrong positions and trying to outsmart them a bit too much. Like a little bit like what Pep done. Pep used to do that. in the finals, you just do something mad and you're like, what are you doing? And if it works, obviously, like, he's a genius. But if it doesn't, you're going down the route of what you're doing, mate. So that's the case. But look, let's take a look at Real Betis. They've got Broya, who's on 10 goals, Canales, who's on 6 goals, and Fekir, who we've known about quite a bit, who's on 4 goals. Now, they do have William Carvalho. Remember this player he was touted about? I think he's even linked with Man United in the past as well, about coming to United. Well, look, he's there. And guess who else is there? The player that I used to love is a right winger. He's 41 years of age. I cannot believe. Can you remember this winger? He played against Ashley Cole and ripped him up. He's a very, very good winger from back in the day, but he's still playing today. I cannot believe it. Joaquin, the Spanish international, Joaquin plays for Real Betis, and he's on the right or the left, whatever. But he was a baller when back in the day. But just to think how long ago that was when he was playing against Ashley Cole when England played Spain. I remember that game. And he tore him up that game, and he's still playing today. But look, shouldn't be able to do us any damage, but he still has qualities. They are a good side. They wouldn't be where they are right now if they're not. But look, we have beaten the Barcelonas, and they are top of the league. But we still do not take these guys lightly. Even though it's at Old Trafford, I'm just still worried a little bit. I'm worried. I don't know what you guys are feeling, but get in your comments what you're feeling after that beatdown against Liverpool. Are you feeling confident that we can still go on and finish the season strongly? Are you feeling like that's going to hit us and we're going to feel the effects of it? Do you actually think that it is us being tired? I don't think we're tired at all. I think when you have 3 days rest between games, I think it's enough. I don't think players struggle. Maybe mentally they might feel it because you're playing big game after big game. But here's the thing. Did we say that about Liverpool when they won nearly every game of the other season? And they also got Champions League final and they nearly won the league. And and the team Man City, I know they got more players to choose from. They do have more players to, get rested every now and again. But look, players, from what I know, players love to play. And every 3 days is lovely because you recovered, you're fully back to normal again. You get one little training session and then you're back into a game. That's lovely. That's amazing. I don't want to wait a whole week for a game. I remember the end of the season came and we had a playoff game and it was like 10 days away. I was like, oh my goodness me, this is so far away to the next game. I don't want this wait. It's too long. So look, anyway, back to looking into Man United. Let's just have a little chat about United and what everybody's been talking about. All these, the Fernandes talk, it is just nonsense. Why is everyone on Fernandes so much right now? He had a bad game. Okay, the Lionel was holding him. He kind of pushed him away a little bit, so they didn't do anything. He didn't ask to come off the field either. People saying he asked to come off the pitch. No, he didn't. We always known he's been one of them guys who love to pretend to get injured, love to be on the floor, and love to, try and get red cards and yellow cards out of the other team. But look, he is who he is. He sets up goals for fun. He works harder than anyone, and he's a bit of a moaner. So what? So we lose 7-0. Now he shouldn't be a captain, and he's no longer a good player anymore. That's absolute nonsense. The player is a top-notch player. Play him in his central attacking midfield or on the right because he can play there. But look, we should not go the other way as soon as we lose a game. We've gone too far the other way every time. This happened with Wan-Bissaka as well. It's happened this season, even with McTominay. After the Arsenal game at Old Trafford, everyone's talking about McTominay this, McTominay that, unbelievable. Casemiro shouldn't even get in because he was playing well. Now, when he plays a bad game, he should never play for United. He's nowhere near good enough. Get him out of the squad. Don't let him play again. Fred, the same. Scores goals, then makes one mistake. It's like, why should he be in this team? He's nowhere near good enough. Like, we go one way, all that way, and then we go all the other way after that. We just need to have a level head, understand the player they are. Even through good times, they're the same player. Through bad times, they're the same player. So keep your understanding of the player the same. Form up and down, no problem. But understand what that player is made up of. What are his traits? What are his good traits? What are his bad traits? What's he not good at? And that will always be not good. You know, you might have the odd good game, but overall, certain things will be not good, certain things will be good. And look, who else were they talking about? They were talking about, I couldn't believe people, like, they said everyone had a bad game. Like, from what I remember, Rashford was looking quite dangerous. He had a chance, he should have scored. He hit the post as well. That's not bad. Like, I'm giving him a 5. I'm not giving him less result, and he was atrocious in that game. He wasn't. He worked hard. He was pretty much on his own. He made moves, and he gets a 5. He didn't get less than a 5 just because we lost 7-0. All our players were not atrocious. Like, Fred came off with a 5. At the time when he came off, we weren't losing so big. I was rating the players as the game went on. And as he came off, I'm like, you're on a 5, mate. Off you come. So I can't now give him a 2 because we lost 7-0. That's not fair. People just don't realize sometimes. They go overboard. Now, the team, we were out of sorts. We were out of structure. The occasion ate them up. There were certain players who could not handle Anfield. Like I said in the preview, Anfield has been the hardest place for me to ever go and play. I don't know what happens, but when you play Liverpool at Anfield, and even when you play Liverpool full stop, they pressure you like I've never been pressured before. The fans, everything. It's like you're going into a cauldron and you cannot think straight. You cannot. So bigger teams have crumbled. Bigger teams, league-winning teams, Man United, have come here and absolutely got ripped to shreds. So it happens. So let's just take it as a blip and let's continue what we're doing. Martinez is still the Martinez that he is. Doesn't mean that Graham Souness talking his crap. He is not the player that he says he is because we lost 7-0. Oh, I told everyone we're going to batter you. All right, whatever. No problem. Take that. We'll take it. We'll take it this time. But remember something. We're 7-0 down, but we're still ahead of you guys. And at the start of season, if anybody would have ever said we are 7 points ahead of Liverpool at this point in the season, they'd be lying. They would never have thought that was the case. So for us, we are way ahead of what we thought we would be at this point. Eric Ten Hag has moved us way forward, and we're on fire. We're on fire still, even though we had a struggle up. But look, I'm going to go into my starting lineup now. That who I think is going to be in my starting lineup. The reason being, I've put this team up. I'll put it up. It's because Casemiro's out. I thought, what's he going to do? And also, we need to win this game. This is Europa. So look, I've gone with the Herring goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you must come back in because this is a big game where we need to be able to be strong defensively. If they're going to pressure us high up the pitch, we need to have a player who can handle whoever's coming at us. I think defensively, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is superior as a right back to Dalot, get him in there. Varane, get back in if you're not injured. If you are injured, I see Lindelof coming in. Martinez, get back to doing what you do best. I think Shaw needs a rest after that game because last time Malacia was doing very well and Shaw ended up coming in for Malacia because he had a bad game in the Europa League part of the games when he played a bad game away from home. So it's only fair that Malacia comes in now and takes over the mantle. Now, I was thinking Fred, but I was just thinking of Eric Ten Hag. What did he do during that game at Liverpool? He brought McTominay and Sabitzer on. So I believe those two may get a start this game. Since Casemiro's not there, you could see Fred playing. I could, but it's either Fred or McTominay, and I think McTominay needs to get a few minutes now under his belt so we can use him more often in more games to get himself back in sharpness. Bruno, put him back in the hole where he deserves to be. I want to see Sancho on the left, getting game time, getting back to where he needs to be, because if we've got a player of this ability, of this price, he's got to play. He has got to play, and he's got to play into form. The same way the guy on the right that we can see, Anthony, he is a bit of a struggle. And I've actually got someone knocking on the door for some reason. So look, let me just hold it here. But actually, you know what? I'll leave the door. Anthony here, he's a struggle, mate. For me, he's kind of underperforming. I've actually got a phone. Hold on there, guys. I brought out the door. I am back, people. There we are. I am back. Just had to get the door. I'm talking about Anthony now. So Anthony, he doesn't, for me, he's a good player. He works real hard. He's industrious. He does the job for the team. He keeps the ball very well. But look, I believe he needs to be able to do more. I don't know if he has that more in him. I don't know if he can take on players and then make something happen afterwards. That's the part of his game where I'm looking and I'm going, you know what? You need to do some more. And I'm not sure, like I said, I think Sancho will eventually be the right-sided midfielder. And I think Anthony will be the guy who's sitting on a bench and coming on for him when Sancho's not playing so well. Because I know when he gets into goal-scoring positions, he can score goals. But again, his finishing is not up to the scratch that I want him to be. He's not up to the levels. It's hard because he has scored 6 goals. He has done okay. I don't know why I'm looking a bit blurry right now. Not happy with that. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys feel about him, but I feel there's a lot more that he needs to be able to do to put himself in position here, and he's not done enough. But yeah, let's see if he can play himself into good form, consistent form. Because I think Sancho, if he can play into consistent form, he's definitely got more potential than Anthony. And then look, Rashford up top. If he can just continue bagging goals, hanging off the last man, and being who he's been over the last 2 months, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, that is exactly what I think the team should be. Whether Erik ten Hag picks it, probably won't be the case because we know Erik ten Hag never picks who I think is going to play. So what chance have I got? So I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. If Casemiro is not playing, we're going to end up drawing this game because Real Betis are no joke. Spanish teams are no jokes. They work hard. They pressure you high and they win the ball back and they have players that can score goals and do well. Just remember Fekir and remember these other 2 players, the Canales and Borja. I don't know if it's Iglesias, Borja Iglesias, and then Sergio Canales and then Bill Fekir, but these guys, they got ability. They got ability to do bits on you. So we've got to be able to keep them quiet. And how are we going to control the game without Casemiro? I'm very unsure about that side of it. We need to figure out how we can actually do something when Casemiro's not playing in that midfield. How can we control games? Who can we play in there? And it's funny because that position there is really a specialist position. Like, just to think, the last player we had before Casemiro that could do that job was Carrick. And he was doing it at 33 or 34, whatever it was. That's how long ago it was since we had a specialist that can handle the ball and control games at central defensive midfield. So it's not easy to go and find another player who can be his understudy, Casemiro, or even come in and be that player who takes over from Casemiro. It's going to be difficult. So we're going to have to choose wisely there, be patient and find the right player. But until then, we've got to find some kind of help for Casemiro. It's going to be difficult. This game is very, very difficult for us. I see it being very, very tight. As you can see, 1-1. Goal scorer, Rashford. Rashford has been scoring so often. He's got to come back into this. But I really, really would like to see Sancho back in this side now. Sancho getting back to his best levels, working hard to be on that right. You know what? I'm so crying out for Martial to be fit. He's been training. What is he doing? Why can he not get involved in this side? I don't want to see Weghorst playing anymore. I want to see Martial back. I want to see him, even if he's fit for 30 minutes. Please, just play and come out for the next month or so. We just need a couple more goals, a bit more pace around all 3 striker positions. That's what I want to see from Man United. And yeah, we really need a striker badly. Osimhen, I'm going to do a little video, a piece on Osimhen. Actually, I've done a bit of research on him, looking at the amount of goals he scored, the kind of goals he scored, the kind of player he is. He looks like a real player. And the only reason why I've got him like slightly edged ahead of Harry Kane just because of his longevity. He's young. So for him to play many years, or you're getting Kane at near the end of his career, I don't know if we want to take that chance of spending that amount of money on Harry Kane, who could give you top amount of goals in the next 3 years, I'd say. And then after that, we need another £100 million player. Do we really want to do that? Or do we want to just cement that position in straight away with a Victor Osimhen? Get him in there, pace. He's got pace. He can head up. He's got left foot, right foot. He can dribble with the ball. He works real hard. The guy is a baller. And he scored 19 goals in 21 games. Hey, I know it's Italian league. I know Lukaku's done really well over there. But even Lukaku at this moment in time, he's not doing that well. And Osimhen has been doing well for a few seasons now. So, yeah, I think that's the way we go forward. But look, anyway, join me after the game where we talk about what's happened. Let's see how close I am to what actually I think happened. 1-1 tight game, very tough. Victor Osimhen all day. Yes, Fitz, Victor Osimhen, he's looking strong. He's looking good. But look, I will see you guys on the other side after this game. I might actually be going to the game. Just been offered a ticket. I'm just wondering if there's two. So me and my son can go. I'm not going to go on my own. It's not fair. I want to bring my son with me so he can enjoy it as well. But yeah, peace out, people. We'll see you on the other side for the match review or match reaction, should I say. Peace out.